What's going on, fam? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Matt Barnes, former NBA player. He recently spoke to DJ Vlad. I was actually sent this video by a subscriber. Shout out to you if you're listening. And they wanted me to take a look at it. So after about a day or so, maybe, I'm finally taking a look at it. And I see why they sent it to me. And it was a video where he was discussing the altercation between him and Derek Fisher. Not only that, but the moment he found out that Derek Fisher was seeing his ex-wife behind his back. Now, Derek Fisher and him were friends. Okay? I don't care what Derek Fisher is saying. Matt Barnes saw him as a friend, and this is why this is a cautionary tale to a lot of guys out there who have friends, quote unquote, that are actually not really your friends. They're either using you or they're trying to get to your wife or girlfriend. They're probably reporting on you to her. And that's probably what Derek Fisher used to do. Now, let's get to some of the things that he said in this particular interview. He spoke about how when he came back to California with the Memphis Grizzlies, they were doing a training camp. He wanted to see the boys, right? His two sons. So Gloria went to take the boy, I guess, to see him. He didn't have a car there. You know, he was just there for training camp. And somehow they ended up riding together. They stopped at a place, right? So she got out the car to go and I guess go and get her some food, right? So all of a sudden, when she's walking back to the car, the Bluetooth comes on and he hears a voice and he figures out this Derek Fisher talking about how much he loved her and how much he missed her. And then she found out that he heard. And once she got back in the car, he questioned her about it and she didn't want to speak about it. Okay. Bro, let me just say this. For her to not be honest about who she's dealing with, because again, this is a guy who's going to be around your sons. It just shows you that something had been going on with Derek Fisher probably for quite some time, and it's been a secret for so long that she still didn't want to own up to it. Now again, that is her relationship, I guess that's what it was at the time. And she had no obligation to tell Matt, of course, right? Because that's her personal business. But when the guy is supposedly this guy's friend, your sons know that Derek is Matt's friend. First of all, why are you carrying on a relationship with this guy? And two, how do you then end up bringing him around the kids? But we're going to get to that. So he talks about how they were together. They drove together for about an hour, and they're not talking to each other. I think. He also said that I guess Derek could hear him too, because he said that he would, beat, the brakes off Derek, and I guess Derek hung up the phone or whatever, being cowardly. Let me tell you something. Derek Fisher always came off to me as very cowardly. He just has that demeanor of a coward. You know those guys, that sneaky guys, like Derek Fisher's always come off as very sneaky and cowardly to me. But anyway, so he talked about another instance where he was FaceTiming his son, right? And his son wasn't himself, and his son basically said that his mother, I guess, went to go meet Derek, or Derek was at the house. And then, Derek and Matt told his son to let him speak to his mother. So he went and asked her about it, and she didn't want to talk about it. So he went to find him a car to go drive to go confront them. Now he said that he didn't drive from Memphis to he didn't drive from a certain part of California to another part, which would have been a long hour drive or whatnot. He said he basically drove like 15 minutes. Because people were saying that he drove a long distance in order to get to them. He said it was only like a 15-minute drive. He had to find a car first because, again, he didn't have one while he was there. So he goes there and he is looking around for them. And he said it was nighttime. He had a hoodie on, a beanie, and he's hopping the fence because I guess he heard commotion. He's heard people talking in the backyard. So he went, looked, he hopped the fence, and he saw Derek with his arm around, Gloria. So he went over there and smacked him. Okay. And then he's chasing Derek around and people trying to hold him back, and he's threatening to put hands on people. And that's how that situation played out. And I just want to say this. Derek, you are not a real man, because a real man is not going to sit there and go behind his supposedly friend's back and date his ex. Because you see, you put yourself in these situations. Because if somebody would do that to you, Derek, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't like that. No man wants to be in a situation where his friend is dating his ex, the mother of his kids. And I think that Derek is a type of guy who really does not respect friendships. He's a type of guy who didn't last very long as a head coach in the NBA because people could see right through him. Yeah, was he a good energy guy off the bench? Did he make big shots when he was with the Lakers? Yes. But you can't trust him as a leader, and that was exposed with him in his short tenure as a head coach. And that was with Phil Jackson leading the organization. But be that as it may, I think that Matt did Matt put himself in a situation where he could have gotten arrested, because again, he was still in the NBA at this time. So he could have ruined his own career. Even though it's the latter part of his career, he still could have lost out financially and, playing time wise by getting into this situation with Derek Fisher. Now, again, sometimes you have to, not sometimes, but a lot of times when you have an ex, you have to let go of, any type of feelings you may have for them, because eventually they're going to move on. We understand that. But when you're dealing with somebody who was the friend of your ex, you're doing that because you're hurt. Okay? Because Matt also revealed in this video that I saw that he left Gloria. He filed for divorce. He wanted out of that marriage. But you don't really hear a lot about that. All you hear is that they separated. But he's the one who wanted out. Okay? Which I kind of figured by how things are going, and the fact that you would go and try to date this guy's ex-friend, that because it just shows you, man, there are women out there that don't have any loyalty whatsoever. And they wonder why they don't get loyalty from men. It is because you don't have loyalty in you. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying women like this, So this situation has played out the way it has. Matt had since went on to gain majority custody because Gloria got herself put behind bars temporarily. Well, arrested. I'll just say arrested for flipping out at the kid's school, right? And she has since went back, and now they have 50-50 split. Don't really know how the support is going to go. He sought to decrease it, and I thought they should have, because he had the kids, She was violating the restraining order that he had on her. So I think that Matt seemed to me to care more about his kids and the type of environment they are in. But when your kids have to see at a young age their mother playing games, their mother, dating men who were your friend, that's going to be a pause for concern that your sons have to see that. And I will say this, though. One thing you will not see a lot of fathers doing is bringing a lot of random women around them. You know why? Because the mother is going to complain. But unfortunately, what you see with a lot of these single mothers, they will bring all kinds of men into their life, into their home. And I think that in this situation, the fact that you have a guy who was supposedly the friend of your ex-husband and you decide to deal with him and do it secretly, it just shows the type of people that you're dealing with here, you know? And what's very interesting is that the sister, Gloria's sister Laura, dated Gilbert Arenas. And Gilbert Arenas has time and time again won cases against her in court. Both of those sisters have taken L's when it comes to court, man. I don't know what it is. They're not the smartest two. They're not the smartest two in the bunch, you know. And I think that I think it's good that Matt is an involved father. I think more men should be involved in their kids' life and be, very wary of the type of guys that are coming across that, coming into contact, with the young ones. I think that Gloria was just thinking about herself. And that's what you see in a lot of these situations, that you have these females that will think about themselves before they think about the fact that you're bringing all these different type of guys into your life that are going to be in and out of your life, that are not going to be solid. They're not going to marry you. Now, her and Derek have been engaged for a while and they still haven't tied the knot. What's going on? And by the way, Matt isn't invited to the wedding. I don't think he really cares. Matt has moved on. He's with another female. I believe he just had a kid with her. So Matt is cool. I don't think he wants to be with her anymore. I think he's completely done with her. But never underestimate the female's ability to seek revenge by getting with your friends, by getting with family members, maybe even your own co-workers. You just never know. Maybe some random dude on your Facebook friend list, that they've been hitting her up, probably keeping tabs on you, sending her screenshots. Some of these guys, you can't trust them. Like me, there's a lot of dudes I would never trust ever with information. I wouldn't let them anywhere around me because I know that they're not worth trusting. I know that you definitely have to keep them at a distance. And unfortunately, that's what you have to do a lot of these days,